everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This video is 10 tips for small apartment part 2. As always, if you enjoyed this video, you can like it, subscribe to my channel for more content on home decor, and share it with anyone you think would like it. The first tip is to simply create new highlights in your space. I know that in my studio apartment video, I mentioned the strategy of investing in what will look good in your space. I wanted to push this idea further and play with the concept of creating new highlights depending on how you feel. Right now, I chose to move my lamp from my bedside table to my vanity table. It's good because it brings an air of novelty to my space without having to spend money. On the vanity table, I wanted to create a new feel, reworking the space with less on display, keeping the essentials. So I added candles and a candle holder that my friend Samir got me for my birthday. I also enjoyed the fact that the candles are black. I think they are a good reminder of my black lamp. I am also adding my homemade jewelry box for a touch of natural material. Of course, I am keeping my golden mirror and making sure that most of the things I don't use on the daily are in boxes and bags. Apart from the intentions that I just listed, there's not really much of a method to my madness. It's just about creating a space that is composed of things that I used and nice highlights. If you've seen any of my videos before, I hope you've noticed that I enjoy mixing influences. I like to mix what I consider to be trends with things that I love and I know will stay with me for a while. For instance, in my dining room area, I like to make changes depending on my mood and what I'm into. In spring, I really love to see flowers on the table. That was such a lovely addition to the space. Then a couple of weeks ago, I switched for a marble tray on which I added a candle, matches, a shell with jewelry for the golden touch, as well as a vase. I liked how rich it felt. Right now, I really love a simple vase with dry flowers, the goal being to be able to push it to the side very easily when it is time for me to eat. I like to remind myself that my apartment starts at my door. That way, it helps me continue to take seriously how I feel in my apartment, not just in the rooms that I frequent a lot. My entryway is very much included in my space, and I simply wanted to create a space that was practical, simple, with a touch of me and art to remember to take it easy. One thing I love with my home is the fact that it's perpetually changing. In my living room, I'm always trying something different. Be it with a coffee table, I go from minimalism to maximalism. And somewhere in the middle sometimes, I really have tried it all. This week, I tried to switch the art to. I really love my Astrid Wilson print, but I wanted to try something new. So I added a new shelf I made, and I moved the art from the entryway to the living room. I also kept my homemade vase and added dried flower. These are small changes, but they allow me to play with my creativity and to make my space feel different as well. I am currently helping a friend decorating her apartment, and I've noticed that in the way I select furniture, I have a strategy. First, if I have something that I want in mind, I may pick a simple furniture and then upgrade it with a simple DIY. That's what I did with my home office, or what I did when I was remaking my couch. I also like to pick big pieces of furniture that are affordable and spend a bigger amount of money on strong pieces that will either be on top of said furniture or next to it. Tip number 6 is to always be intentional about your space. For instance, at night, I like to transform it into a peaceful cocoon of sort. Then it's all about soft lights, music playing in the background, smells that relax me, oils that relax me, and emptying my mind of the day. I am genuinely enamored with the space I created, and I am very aware that this ephemeral space I created only exists because I took the time to think about what sort of ritual I like to think that people who know me could walk into a space I live in for the first time and instantly know it's mine. Here, I just want to encourage everyone to add touches of themselves in their space. I like to make sure that I surround myself with books about my interests, things that I've made, what I'm reading currently, quotes that speak to me, and what makes me smile. Art is always welcome in this process, in my opinion. It's a way to not only show who you are, but also be reminded of it when you need to be. It's also the quickest way to make sure that your space is never generic. It will always scream you because you would have thought about what makes you and added it to the space. I believe I must have mentioned this tip in part 1, but hear me out. In addition to bringing you loads of vitamin D, making sure that the sun shines in your space changes the way you interact with it. When the sun is shining, you can enjoy the way your space looks and is quite suddenly illuminated. It's about the way it hits your face, makes your jewelry shine, reflects the patterns on your floors. I just think it brings so much sweetness. Truthfully, I might be taking this last tip a little too seriously. Having the freedom to try things out in your space and see how it turns out is one of the most fun aspects of living in your own space. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned this project I was working on. I wanted to make this big shelf with clay, and because I wasn't that diligent with my material, my shelf ended up crumbling as I was drying it. And at first, I thought that it was completely ruined and I was gonna have to get rid of everything. But then, looking at the way it had dried, I saw that I could actually use the top of the shelf and part of the bottom. So that's what I did. Earlier in the video, you saw in my living room, I chose to use the top of the shelf to create a smaller shelf that I want to style next to my art. I collected small items around my apartment that I wanted to have on display and simply played with them all until I found the right combination for me. I painted the top of the shelf with my terracotta colored paint just because I wanted something that contrasted and stood out wherever I was gonna put it. I'm telling you this story because I did not plan to do any of this, and when I started my little project, I had no idea that this was going to end up being in my living room, but I'm glad I stuck it through, and the result is everything I needed and then some. I really didn't want to leave this one out because I think it's one of the most important. As much as I love to ask, to listen, and look for inspiration when I'm decorating my space, I think it's important for each and every one of us to have the final say. I'm having a lot of fun making this video, and I also love watching videos about home decor. Yet, I always try to remind myself that the person who will live in that space is me, in as much as anyone can have an expertise and share their own opinions. The final decision has to be made because it fits you and because it's also in flow with how you want it to feel to begin with. Alright, everyone, that is it for today. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to talk a little more about this video. As always, you can like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content on home decor, and you can also share it with anyone you think would like it. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye!